on, everybody? Welcome back to 6 Scale Reviews. It's Dan here, and today we have the Iron Man Mark V reissue, MMS 400. And yeah, man, I took the opportunity to finally get this guy in my collection. I missed out on the first one. I just kind of slept on it. Um, and yeah, I've been regretting it ever since it sold out. So yeah, I finally got him in my collection. I'm really happy and really excited to show this to you guys because he does look great. Um, Not too much different than the original, honestly. Just slightly, very slightly updated paint apps, and we'll get to that, and I'll show you all that and whatnot. But I'm just really excited to get this. It's really cool. I haven't had an Iron Man in a while, and yeah, so let's just get into it. This is the box. I don't know if it's any different than the original because I never had it, but it looks pretty good. You got Iron Man silhouette there. That is the foam section. It says Iron Man 2 on the box. And then, yeah, it has all those crazy designs. And, I mean, yeah, that's really it. Got the, whodunits. And then this is how you take off the sleeve cover. Just slide it out. And you got the foam packaging on the inside. So that's what it looks like. It says Mark V. It's kind of embossed into the, foam. I went ahead and took off all the plastic already. There was a lot of it. There usually is when die-cast figures. And here is the, first tray of the figures accessories. And once we take this off, slide it over, we have this tray of accessories, all the battle damage stuff, the suitcase, and you get the base. And yeah, I'll get to this in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead, lay all this stuff out for you guys, and then we'll take a closer look at it. All right, here's everything that he comes with. Not a whole lot. I mean, it got some cool things, and I have a couple of complaints about some things, but I mean, it's not a big deal either way. I'll start with the weakest accessory first. This is the Whiplash arc reactor. I mean, it's cool, very cheap, plasticky. It doesn't look very detailed or anything. It's got a little red wash up there at the top, but I mean, that's really it. It's whatever. Next, we'll go with this briefcase. Obviously, this is the Mark V in the suit. It is just, folded up. You can't open it or anything or, mess with it. It doesn't do anything. It's just a little plastic shell. It's painted very nicely. No weathering whatsoever. But it looks really good. It has a nice metallic sheen to it. But it's kind of contradictory to have this Iron Man come with this because is he holding two Mark V's? Or, yeah. Very weird. Cool accessory, though, but definitely not for this figure. But, the suit-up version is going to have this, because he actually is going to suit up as I drop things. But, yeah. And, the hands, pretty standard Iron Man hands. They have this little, curved part where you can have them doing a repulsor blast. Very nice paint job. As always, Hot Toys does very well with, metallic paint jobs. And it does have the, opening for the LED. Now all the hands have it, which is very fucking weird in my opinion. And I'll get to that in a second. But, yeah, we'll go next to the Tony Stark head sculpt, and I mean, it looks really good. It looks almost, exactly the same. I think all they did was update the depthness of the eyes. Like before, it looked a little more toyish. Now the eyes look a little bit better. In my opinion, they look more realistic. The blood is also a little bit different. Looks a little better in terms of paint apps. That's really all they did. The sculpt's exactly the same. I don't think anything changed too much. But it looks really good. Definitely the Robert Downey Jr. likeness there. And of course we have all these battle damage parts. This is a swap out shoulder. I wish there was more battle damage on it though. I mean, it's just like one little crumple. We have the damaged arc reactor portion. As I try to focus that there. It's cool. I wish it was bigger because, once you put it on the figure, you'll see what I mean. It looks very goofy. Um, more ripped and torn pieces, which is nice. Now these are for the under parts of the arc reactor, the crumpled, you know, pieces and whatnot. And then we have the battle damaged arm itself. And it's I've seen reviews and stuff in the past of this thing, and it looks okay. It's just a little underwhelming, honestly. I wish it was more. There was more battle damage like that, but that's just me. As you can see, they try to get like the fabric undersuit there. It looks really good, of course. And then we have the blue gloves, blue and black gloves. But yeah, I mean, it's just I wish there was more. There's this shit should have been all messed up. Like, his elbow should have done more damage. Like, it's a little too clean for it to be like battle damage, in my opinion. I mean, it looks cool. The only thing that's battle damage really is the hands that's missing. You know, fingers, but it's painted very well. But and then this is what I meant. But you could put LEDs in this arm, but you can't use this hand, the battle damage hand, with the LED because there's no open LED, lens or anything. So it's like, let me see if I can take this apart. You have the LED in there. Kind of hard to see. You have the LED in there, but it's just gonna light up nothing. In terms of battle damage, and I mean, of course, you can use one of the clean ones, but what's the point? It's not gonna look battle damage like this, so it's weird. And same thing goes for all the fists. All the fists don't have a repulsor, lens for the LED. It's weird. I mean, the fists, it's not too bad, but definitely is. It's just weird. Hot Toys definitely could have updated that at least, but then that having too much work for them. But I mean, it looks cool. The crumpled metal. But yeah, and then it comes with the original base that it came with, the Monaco racetrack. Says Mark V, and then it also says 2022 on there, which is weird because this figure came out in what, like 20? It got announced in what, like 2017, 2018, something like that. I don't remember. Put it down in the comments if you do, because I don't. But this looks cool. I mean, the base is whatever. I don't really use bases too often. It's definitely going back in the box, but yeah, that's everything that he comes with. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy out, and we'll take a closer look at all of his details. All right, here he is, up close and personal, clean. The clean version. I have those clean parts on here, and man, this figure is an absolute beauty. I mean, you can see all the scuffs and scratches on this guy. Just the way he comes out of the box. I mean, dude, that paint is so reflective and shiny. Just really, really a great figure, man. A great design of the suit as well. I mean, it's very sleek for such a mechanical figure. I mean, it was, or a mechanical suit, because it's still pretty early on. This was only the 5th Iron Man suit that Iron Man made, so for it to look this sleek and just slim, it looks really good, man. And Hot Toys absolutely killed it with the paint job on this guy. I mean, you see all the pitting and scratches on here, like, yeah, this guy's very reflective. He's super shiny. It looks really good. Yeah, and as you can see right there, like, all the scratches around his chest plate and armor. He looks really good, man. See all the rivets and pistons and all kinds of stuff in the torso. Down to the legs. You got all this paint work, like this pitting and weathering. It looks really good, even down to the bottom of the boot. Looks incredible, man. The shelf presence this guy's gonna give is just insane. Yeah, all these parts move. These parts right here, the torso. It's a typical, Iron Man, but this thing does have a couple more panels that move. You got a couple down here that do move. All of these right here move. Got the back flap that moves. I wish some of the ones on the arms move more, but they don't. Um, Nothing really too crazy about this figure. I'm not going to really do an articulation section of this video because this figure's old. We all know what it can do, and yeah, nothing too crazy about this figure. In terms of it being any different than any other Iron Man in terms of articulation, but it does have its cool little features. Like it has these special flaps. He doesn't really use this suit for flying, so I understand why this figure didn't come with a flight pole. But yeah, man, this figure is incredible, absolutely awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy into some poses, and let's see what I can come up with. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the first pose. Went with something a little basic. Something more museum, something you can have in your display. It doesn't take up too much space. But yeah, man, the details on this guy are just absolutely incredible. I mean, this is insane. Look at that torso, lower torso area. I mean, man, this thing looks absolutely incredible. The detail, it's just, yeah, it's really good, man. I really like it, the pitting. But yeah, on to the next pose. Let's do it. All right, here is the next pose. Want something a little bit more, slightly more action, but still pretty museum. You can pose them like this, and he'll look great. Turn on all the LEDs in here. Honestly, I forgot how much of a pain in the ass it is. I haven't put batteries in an Iron Man figure in a very long time. But he looks great. Definitely gonna take some shots of this and post it on Instagram. Yeah, it looks really good. Pretty simple pose, but yeah, I got quite a few more of these to go, and yeah, let's take a look at them. All right, here we are with the next pose. As you can see, I added some of the battle damage parts on him, and it looks pretty good. And if you remember earlier, I mentioned that this middle piece could have been a little bit better or bigger. I think they should have included a couple more battle damage pieces because the red quite as it doesn't match. I mean, I don't know, the gash. It's clearly a gash. It should have been longer. Maybe some swap out parts here. That would have been so much better. But they fucked up. I guess not updating that. But all in all, it looks okay. I love all the paint. The paint work that went into this guy. Looks really good. That's the damaged shoulder as well. And then this is the other one. So it looks pretty good. He's very, posable. Get into pretty much any pose you want. You can do the ground pound if you want. I kind of went with that scene where he's getting up after getting thrown to the ground, and he's about to, attack Whiplash. Which, by the way, I don't have that figure, but don't really care for it. But I'm really glad to have this guy in the collection. Looks great. Do a couple more poses and then we'll call it a day. All right, here we are with the final pose. Actually, I decided to kind of call it here because I wanted to say some pics for Instagram and whatnot. And yeah, I decided to use the Tony Stark sculpt, and I think it looks great. Especially with this, the battle damage and everything. The Stark sculpt. That blood on his face looks really good. That likeness is absolutely incredible. He looks great on the figure. Now that I look at it, it's not like 100%, but you can definitely tell it's supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. from Iron Man 2. Like, it's no question. It's instantly recognizable. This looks great, man. I love the damage on this thing. I love, the paint applications. Does it have its flaws? It has a few still. I mean, it's a reissue. Technically it's an older figure. Literally, it's MMS 400. So you shouldn't be too surprised for it. I wish they did do a 2.0 updated version. I mentioned a few things that were lacking, but other than that, it looks really cool, man. I think most Iron Man fans will be pretty happy with this. Purchase if you decide to get it. And yeah, I think it looks really great, especially if you have Whiplash. You can recreate that scene. That's really awesome if you guys have that, but I don't. So I hope to see some, people upload some pics and whatnot of those two fighting. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you for watching, and if you you haven't already, if you're new, please hit that like button, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned for more content. And as I mentioned in the last few videos, giving away another hot toy at 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, so stay tuned. Tell your friends, share it, whatever you got to do. And yeah, follow us on Instagram also as well, where we post more pictures and small clips and whatnot. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys for watching once again, and have a great night.